What's up, Alphas? It's your boy Alpha May, and I see y'all Alphas in the building. Can I Alpha please? You know what's up? And you know I'm with the squad. We have to the top left. We have the one, the only Monterey. Monterey, how you feeling today?
What it do, everybody? The boy Monterey Hudson back in the building. Ready to get a little sports out the way. You know, not too much. You know, I've already predicted enough.
We need more predictions. And to the top right, we have the receiver extraordinaire, Indiana's own. Show me how you catch that. Looks like he catches the best on the mic title. It is Uniqo Williams.
Yo, what's good, everybody? I'm trying to figure out this wide receiver stuff, and that's why we'll talk about it. We got
a lot to talk about since we've been here. Before we've been here, Tyreke Hill is going to the Miami Dolphins in a big shock to a lot of people because it just randomly came out, even though we have seen tweets from March 12th where he literally said, "Thank you, Kansas City. It's been an amazing ride," and nobody knew what he was talking about. So we have had tweets, we have had hints, we have had a lot of things. He wrote a long message today, a beautiful message that he actually meant. Look like he actually wrote it.
I don't know, man. Did you hear him talking in that? Never mind. Go ahead.
And today we're gonna break it down. We're gonna break it down. Who wins the trade. This is the best offseason ever. And the Miami Heat has been the #1 seed all year. And now the first time we ever talk about them on the show is when they get in a fight. That's sports media for you, baby. It's sports media for you.
Yeah.
But yes, we're gonna start out with the Tyreke Hill thing. Were y'all shocked, Monte?
Oh, I was definitely shocked. I was 100% shocked. Even though you're looking at it, it just came down to money because you know that Tyreke Hill he saw what just happened to Devontae Adams, and he I want to be the top paid wide receiver, and City wasn't paying. It's really that simple. It's unfortunate because Kansas City, even though they got a boatload of picks, outside of the first and the second pick, you just like, okay, a 4th rounder this year, a 4th rounder next year, a 6th rounder next year. It's like, the first and second round of your those are big. So get 5 picks for one player is great. So in the long run, it'd be better. Short term, have you seen that division? And you just gave up your top wide receiver that can get separation. You just gave him up, and you just got defensive muscles in all 3 of the other teams. Oh, okay. This I even saw a prediction that said the Chiefs may not make the playoffs. Oh my gosh. I was like, oh, that was such a shock to hear, and even more shocking that I did not completely dismiss it. But it is insane to think that the Chiefs may not make the playoffs. But their division is rough. Their division got all better defensively, and they just lost their best offensive piece. So, or one of the two, whether you put him or the tight end better, it's up to you. But so I was shocked, and my
it happened fast. And my day is like at 12 o'clock on Tuesday. It was like the Jets and Dolphins are.
We were discussing him at work by 11:30. It's like, man, what did they just do?
It was like,
oh my God! Everybody was like, oh, these teams getting better. Man, I'll get my takeaways from it afterwards. I was definitely shocked.
Yeah, Tyreke Hill. All of a sudden, we heard the news. Tyreke Hill. I was like, oh, Tyreke Hill. The Chiefs gave him permission to look for a trade. An hour later, he's like, he traded. Like, what? When did this happen so fast? But as I said, March 12th, he had a tweet already. So this March 12th would be the same, around the same time Devontae got his deal. So I guess they even said on that day, we can't pay you that much, and you did your last year, so you ain't gonna resign. So we ain't even finna hold you. We finna try to get something back for you. So it's understandable. Joe, was you shocked?
Yeah, because I'm leaving Patrick Mahomes to go with Tua.
Oh no.
That's why I'm mostly shocked. But I mean, you tell me I'm the highest paid wide receiver in Miami, Florida, South Beach. I don't care who the quarterback is, and I know that the media is gonna blame my quarterback for my production going down. So I'm good because I didn't get slower.
Oh boy.
I got a scapegoat, and you let me be in a tax-free state, being the highest paid wide receiver. Outside of quarterback is what they said. Not even wide receiver. Outside of quarterback, highest paid. So, am I surprised? Kinda, because it's the whole Mahomes aspect of it, and I don't think I'd leave Mahomes to go with Tua. But at the same time, man, that bag is crazy. I got to get that bag. So that's my take on it. And you know what? I'll get to this. Tua is good at short routes, and that's what Tyreke likes. So we can get him some crossing routes, and he's accurate under 10 yards. So let's see.
I saw some stats that people was like, "Oh, Tua's right below Mahomes in yards per throw, not the yards per attempt, because it counts as the runs too, but per throw." I'm like, you do realize that they ran 2 high safeties so deep that you didn't have no choice but to throw short passes most of the game because everybody was so scared of Tyreke. So you had that going.
That changed.
It does. Yeah. I saw he's gonna race when the off season come, when spring come, he's gonna race water, and I want to watch that on TV. So,
okay, I can go ahead and get this out the way now before we move on. Tua Tagovailoa is now under the biggest pressure he has ever been under.
Or anybody?
Like, this is worse. Now, I don't know necessarily under anybody, because the AFC is stocked up, like, because Mahomes is now under pressure too. But
he got a little more of an excuse
Tua,
to be fair a little bit. They'll blame.
I got a Super Bowl. I got a Super Bowl. I'm good.
They'll blame him. They'll blame him for trading Tyreke. Why y'all trade him? If y'all didn't trade him, that's all he got.
Like, no, you got some money, but I ain't worried about that. Like, he's all under pressure because now he got to do what Tom Brady do. He got to, like, because people be comparing him to, like, goal potential and stuff. He got to do now with less, which is what Tom Brady did for 20 years. He's like, he made them no names better. Now, even though you still got to start tight end, he had Gronkowski. Now you got to make Juju a star. Now you got to make, these other ones back there. You got to make
Van Scanley left Green Bay. He going there too, so they got Van Scanley. Whatever.
Yeah, who?
Did Juju really fall off? That goes to argument.
People had Juju as like a number one wide receiver.
Compared to his early seasons, he did fall off because his early season was like 1,300, 1,200 yards. Now you like it.
But what about to Roethlisberger throwing the ball?
No, that's because he was playing with Antonio Brown. That's why he got those yards.
Right, okay.
And the year he was playing with Antonio Brown, he got exposed.
So anyway, Waddle's year. Then.
But no, now Tua is under that
record.
Daniel Jones freaking he's under that Daniel Jones type of pressure, except it's worse. It's way worse than Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, the Giants invested money in that in last year to see if Daniel Jones had it, and it was like they didn't really get anywhere, even though Jones was injured some of the time, but he didn't really show that, he might be that guy. So now they might be looking elsewhere. But the Dolphins have through the bank now, because they done signed Tyreke Hill. They already had Jalen Waddle. They signed 2 more running backs. They got a good tight end, and they showed up the defense. They have literally thrown the bank to be like, all right, Tua, we done gave you everything you need to be successful. If you don't come out this year and show that you are a franchise-level quarterback, like, you need to pull a Josh Allen. Josh Allen got freaking Stephon Diggs shot off. So you need to pull a Josh Allen. And if you don't pull a Josh Allen, you will not be on the Miami Dolphins as a starting quarterback next year. I can say that comfortably because they was 9-8
He might not
this year.
end. He might not end the season. They got Teddy Bridgewater to back up.
No, like, I don't. See, like, they're about to. If he don't do well, they'll be about the same. That don't matter. But
who's throwing more than 15 yards out of that team?
Well, Teddy wins sometimes.
You have Jalen Waddle. And you have Jalen Waddle and Tyreke Hill. Out there's no way. And with 2 running backs and a good tight end, bro. If you do not, they were 9-8 last year. If they don't make the playoffs, I ain't gonna say bare minimum number. If they do not make the playoffs, he won't be their starting quarterback next year. They will look elsewhere. They will trade for another quarterback or something. They will go look elsewhere. He has to be at least they have to at least make the playoffs. And the thing about it, they're in a division where the Patriots done took a step down on paper. Bill Belichick, whatever. On paper, they done took a step down. And the Bills, are naturally the cream of the crop. But barring them, you have to make the playoffs. You got to make one of these 7 playoff spots, no matter which one. Because if you do not, you will not be a starting quarterback on the Dolphins next year. I can tell you that right now. So he is under immense pressure now because of this trade. Because now it's like the Dolphins like, well, you ain't got no excuse now. We done gave you everything you need. Get that same offensive lineup to about half of the other quarterbacks in the league. Watch what they do.
Any AFC West quarterback at this point.
And they got Armstead from the Saints, a left tackle, which is one of the top.
That's why I said got a good tight end, bro. Like he's not playing. Like they got a squad.
Yeah, I think he's done because all his injuries. The man had 5 surgeries at Alabama. Yeah, he had 5 surgeries while he was at Alabama.
He played last year. He was able to play the second half of the year and then made a run and got to 9-8. So I mean, he was able to play. Like, I don't think.
And then he had surgery in college too. Yes, I mean he got surgery since he's been in Miami. Like that's about 9 surgeries, dog, for a dude that's 23, 24 years old.
He had injuries when he was finna get drafted anyway, though. So that's not something that people didn't know about. The injury was a concern when he was getting drafted. So now it's just like, okay, we done threw the bank at him. We've invested.
I don't know if he got it no more. Like he had it.
You got an offensive-minded quarterback. I mean, they got an offensive-minded quarterback. It's like, bro, like we done did all we can do with money. We traded for a top wide receiver. We gave you a tight end. We already drafted Jaden Waddle, balling, got you a good defense. Like, look, if you can't do it with this, bro, you ain't the guy. It's gonna be that simple.
Yep. Madden games. Oh, you're gonna be able to scramble a little bit and get you a couple of cheap first downs, and then you can send that boy on a vertical. But I just wanted to throw this note out there. Kansas City has 12 draft picks this year. So this year
they just got Marquez Van Scanlett. I said his name wrong a minute ago.
This is a wide receiver. This is a wide receiver deep draft. So I mean, they might be trying to look for another Tyreke.
Sub 4.3 this year. Them 2 boys from Ohio State.
I mean, they did get Marquez Valdez-Scantling, but I mean, Marquez Valdez-Scantling is not a number 1 wide receiver. So, like I said, now Pat Mahomes is going to have to make these 2nd tier, 3rd tier, whatever receivers. He's going to have to make them better. He's going to have to show that he's got potential.
Some rookies got to show up.
No. In that division, well, we got about 3 duos, 1 on every team that is ready to put these people into the ground. I'm just saying, bro, you could have your work cut out for you.
Hopefully the Chiefs draft smart, get some people to fix some of their weaknesses, especially on some of that defense, try to hold up. They got 2 good pass rushers, and Frank Clark and Chris Jones. They get 1 more. Chris Jones is a run stopper too, so he kind of mixed. The secondary kind of got better. Your linebackers kind of weak. Maybe fix safety and linebackers in the draft or whatever. Maybe you could do something.
And if I'm really thinking about it, I'm really starting to look at who the freak is Aaron Rodgers going to throw to.
Marquez in that Chiefs.
I say Adam, who are you throwing to at this point? Like, you got $150 million. I'm happy for you, but okay, who are you finna throw to?
Patrick Mahomes in a way better situation than Aaron Rodgers. At least I got Travis Kelce.
Who are you throwing to? I'm dead. Aaron Jones? Like,
Aaron Jones is number 1 receiver and running back right now.
Oh yeah, swing pass all day long.
That man got.
I don't know.
He got Randall Cobb and.
But Randall Cobb on the latter end of his career, you know what it is. What it is.
Kicking the tires on Randall Cobb. That's all. Even Jerry Jones tried kicking the tires on Randall Cobb a few years ago.
He got him because he said, "Pay my boy," and Aaron got his friend paid, and now he's the only receiver on the team.
You got to show up now in the slot.
He's the only receiver. He had to play slot with running backs every so often. But a quick question for everybody. Quick question for you. Comment below what y'all thoughts are. Who does this hurt more, Patrick or Hill? In terms of production wise next year.
Oh shoot. Well,
we didn't necessarily calling record and what you expect. We talking about production wise.
I mean, well, if I'm be real, in the short time, it hurts Patrick less because last year Patrick Mahomes didn't have a spectacular year like he's been having the other 3 years. Like last year was sort of pedestrian for him when it came to numbers.
So if I really had to expect, I'd expect the numbers to be around. It's true for him, but that's better than almost every other quarterback. 4,000 yards, 38 touchdowns. That's pedestrian for him. He only get 45.
It was pedestrian. So I'm like, if I say I would expect the same, I would pretty much expect the same. Pat Mahomes feel like, pretty good year. But, you got receivers. All of them are not aren't really been able to show they can get separation and that kind of stuff. You know, they're not like A1 top tier receivers, none of them, other than Travis Kelce. And Travis Kelce's going to get double teamed if for every game for 17 games. So it's like I expect a decent year to a good year. You know, he might even shock. He might be able to like beat that Tom Brady and just bomb out with the next offense. Who knows? But you know, I expect him. But do I expect Tua Tagovailoa to hit a Josh Allen increase? No, I don't expect that. So if I gotta say, I would definitely say Hill is gonna take a drop in yardage. So especially because now you have another wide out there. Because now you got to split the thing with Jalen Waddle. So you got another wide out there. And so I would expect a little bit less from him. But both of them are good. I would expect both of them to take a drop. Now I believe Pat Mahomes, you know, may take less of a drop or may even not take much of a drop in his production, especially compared to last year. So I don't expect much of a drop from Pat Mahomes, but I expect a little bit of one compared to not having Tyreke Hill. But Tyreke Hill, I definitely expect to be like, I don't know if he hit the 1,400 yards. That's all I can say.
Joe, your thoughts? Who takes the bigger drop?
I think it'll be Tua because he's still growing. As a quarterback, I don't know how much longer they're going to allow him to grow. But I think it's going to be Tua. Like I said, I think he struggles after them 15 yards. So if you can get Tyreke in that little hole when he run across the hole, because the man runs 60 yards.
He's not going to have to do it. He might not have to do it. Yeah.
Miami changed. Well, I mean, and also
all day.
Yeah, I can give you that. I think they may try and work in carries for him.
I'm gonna be honest, man. If that man really drop off, bro, like I'm sorry, you got Jalen Waddle, Parker, Hill.
Devontae Parker's elite. Man. Devontae Parker can be somebody number one dog for the coach right now.
Sorry. He cannot drop off at all. This man has to be. You cannot have that wide receiver.
Joe, Devontae Parker can be the number one receiver
for running back
and the coach right now.
And a good offensive line. Their offensive line ain't bad. A good offensive line, 2 running backs, and 3 wide receivers. Bro, that man might not make. Oh my God. Let that man have a losing record by halfway through the season. They might do a mid-season trade, bro.
I mean, you got a defense that's going to keep it close. And
that man cannot drop off, bro.
Win the game, he has to have at least 4 to 6 blowouts or shootouts where there was high-scoring games. The defense just didn't show up. He needs at least a few of those 40-point games where he just blew them out. 38-3, 38-10. He needs some of those this season. Or if he's sitting there winning these games 24-17 every single week, that's not looking good.
Yeah, my thoughts on who had a bigger drop off is Tyreke too. But you gotta look at it. Tyreke and Mahomes were like perfectly made for each other. Mahomes would run around in circles 5 times and just blindly throw it up to Tyreke. Like nobody else would do that.
But man, look, Buddy got across at the bare minimum. Buddy got across like 3,200 yards throwing. I'm sorry, I ain't giving him no. He got a he did like 26-53 last year. Buddy got a hitting it. I don't want to say 4,000 because that would be me expecting like to him to make a deep playoff run or anything like that. I ain't gonna necessarily say all that without seeing the product. But he got to hit someone like 3,500 yards. I'm sorry, this offense.
Travis Kelce gonna hit about 1,000 by himself. 1,200.
No, I'm saying you hit 2,600 yards last year. You did 2,600 yards last year, and that's without Tyreke Hill. I'm sorry, you have to give me at least 30 yards.
You talking about 2? Oh, I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, I'm talking about 2. You got to give me.
By the way, for the
you got no choice. Tyreke Hill, I expect no maybe about 1,000, but I mean you got 3 wide receivers, so I think maybe about 1,000, but. He has no choice. This man got to give me at least 3,500 yards and make the playoffs bare minimum.
Agreed.
Really, I want to say make a playoff game. Like you got to win a game, depending on who you go against, or you got to have a good showing. But look, like I'm sorry, you cannot let him flub up this year, man. To be traded by a halfway point. There's just no way. They can't even. They really. The AFC stacked though, so it's like. There's some room for error, but you have to make the playoffs. Like your offense look too good. You either got to make the playoffs or like your defense got to fall apart, and you got to look like Pat Mahomes out there. Like you got to be putting up 40 points a game. Like you got to do something.
At least he got a defense. Pat sometimes they used to give up 35-point pad to win a game winner.
He ain't got a choice now. Like now you got to produce. You don't have
quick note before I tell y'all my thoughts on what Patrick Mahomes in last year, 2021. season. Well, 2020 season. Had 5 games without Tyreke Hill because he was injured going in the end of the season. He had 103.1 passer rate, 1,700 yards, 8 touchdowns, 1 interception in the 5 games. So he basically almost had about 2 touchdowns a game, 1,700 yards in 5 games. That's like 300. That's about 300 yards a game.
That's beautiful. Then I remember how easy that schedule was after the first 6 games when they went on that run. I remember how easy that schedule was, and the fact that they only had like 1 difficult game at that time run. So, like, yeah, that's nice. It really was. But their schedule was trash, and I said that throughout the season. I'm like, this run looks good until you realize that when it gets like the Packers without Aaron Rodgers,
they had 2 playoff teams. They had Indy. He had Indy and he had Baltimore in that year.
Like also, you had an injured Baltimore.
No, this is the year before. This is the year before. This is 2019. This ain't that year.
Oh,
yeah, okay. We had Phillip Rivers at quarterback, so that doesn't count for the coach.
Against that Baltimore team at 374. Yeah, he averaged about 347 without him.
Speaking of that, I actually like Matt Ryan on the Colts. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Let me see what he got left in the tank, man. Kicking tires.
But my point is, I feel like this might be a needed progression for the legacy of Patrick Mahomes, because a lot of times he blindly depended on Tyreke Hill. Yeah, he famous for saying Tyreek down there somewhere.
Shut that mug.
Now he got to read defenses. He got to do more. He got to put people in places. He got to, but I know I always diss Andy Reid for the little stupid running around offense. I think he cuts it down a little bit because he ain't got like that super speed to run around.
Let Andy do that mess now. Let Andy do that mess now.
I don't think you'll see tight end options without Tyreek out there. So I think it might calm him down. And maybe McKinley and Clyde Edwards actually get the ball more. So maybe we can get that running game started.
Let him do that now and see what happens.
Somebody
what happens, right?
A wide receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs they looking to get a contract. Somebody
Harmon is ridiculously fast, so you'll see a few plays like that with him, but you ain't gonna see it as much. And I ain't gonna have to look at them stupid tight end options and all that weird crap Andy around. And I always say this about Andy. I won't never get docked this. Andy's actually a good coach. He just get full of himself sometimes. He'll run triple reverse option pass when they down 3 on 3rd and 7. I'm like, why did you do this? But ultimately, I think this is a chance for Pat to progress. And I'm sorry, I said this earlier because I want to get to that. I think Tua got too many injuries, bro. But what is that? 8 surgeries before he's 24? So like that's catching up, though.
I said we shall see, man. Like, I mean, he played the second half of the season. He still didn't look fantastic even when he played the second half.
If you compare him to when he was healthy at Alabama, compared to what he looked like now, like, yeah, he don't throw the ball deep no more.
It's his year.
So it's a lot of pressure on him, though.
It's his year. We are gonna see the definition of Tua Tagovailoa. This is the year. This is the year. We're gonna see. You either gonna be here or you ain't.
And he got to show the lead because Teddy Bridgewater is known as a veteran quarterback who I would love to have him as a backup. I don't want him as a starter, but he's a great backup quarterback. He can win you.
Oh yeah, he's the everyman.
It's Saints. He up there 1, 2, or 3 games with the Saints this year. When Jameis got hurt, they put Taysom Hill out there. That was trash. So I can see a difference between when he played as the backup for Drew Brees versus when Taysom Hill played for the backup for Drew Brees. It was a big difference because he's like a stable figure and he's been around for a long time. So,
all right, I'm done with them.
It's just the best offseason ever.
Boy, I can't lie. It's the best one I can remember, bro. Like literally, the AFC shift. Like the AFC became the NFC of about 10 years ago. Like it literally shifted that heavy. Where the NFC was stacked, you had everything from. Well, I won't say 10 years ago, maybe like 5 to 10 years ago. We had everything from the NFC stacked with Tony Romo throwing everything, Drew Brees still highlighting everything, even though they was going 8-8 half of the seasons.
Young Russell.
Legion of Boom.
Young Aaron Rodgers slinging that mug everywhere.
You had Todd Gurley when he was actually healthy.
You had Matthew Stafford still dueling with freaking Packers, Megatron. Like, we had so many teams, like the Rams were feisty. You know, the Rams were feisty. Carson Palmer was still on the Cardinals and all this kind of stuff. Like you had NFC teams, they were all stacked. They were all there. Multiple divisions were there. Matt Ryan was still in the prime with Julio tearing up things. You know, Cam Newton was just brand new, throwing up 300 plus yards this first two games. Like the NFC was stacked. And then this off season, the AFC pulled this. Like the AFC, starting with the Bengals making that run, the AFC they pulled it. They just like, know what we finna get to stay. Deshaun Watson gets traded to the Browns, and also update for everybody. That second grand jury also found not enough to indict him or anything, so he's still good. I'm so happy for that. I really want this man to make it to the season because I need to see him play. But Deshaun Watson gets traded. Russell Wilson goes over to the toughest division in football right now. The Chargers get some extra defensive help. They re-signed Mike Williams. The friggin' Raiders, like, you know, we finna get one of the top wide receivers, put him over there. And then Dolphins, like, oh, y'all doing this? All right, we finna pay Tyreke Hill. We finna steal him from the Chiefs.
Patriots still got Bill Belichick.
It's wild. You still got the Bengals. You still got the Bengals. Still got the Bills. Still got the freaking Ravens who finna come back from the injuries, and Lamar Jackson's from like, y'all finna remember me because he playing for his contract this year. You gonna remember that when you playing for this contract, it's finna get rough. This year it's about to get ugly. No, in a wonderful
and
way.
Mitchell Trubisky gonna lead the Steelers to losses.
No, Mr. Trubisky, he might. Y'all think I'm lying, man. Baker Mayfield might go right down to Pittsburgh if they cut him, like everybody's thinking that he will. So, Mr. Trubisky might be another backup if you, depending on how this swings. But then you still got good old on the 49ers. You still have Jimmy G, still looking for a team. So the offseason's not even over yet, but so many quarterbacks, so many teams have just shifted, gotten better, and they're all in the AFC. The NFC is literally Aaron Rodgers is there, but he ain't got nobody to throw to currently. The Rams, they've restocked, and they're just like, okay, I basically see an easy route to the Super Bowl at this point. So and Tom Brady came back. So Tom Brady and Matt Stafford are licking their chops right now, like, bro, the NFC is so open, I can feast. I can feast right now. So they just like, bro, it's basically between us and whatever Aaron Rodgers can put together on the football field. And the rest of the AFC. So this might be the best offseason I've seen, man. Boy.
Cowboys got to be looking to take over the East.
Well, they've been taking over the East. They don't win no other game outside the East. They're like, yo, we 6-0 against the Reds over the football. What the Commanders?
I'm calling it now. I'm calling it now. The Cowboys are going to lose the game to the Carson Palmer Commanders. They're going to lose one game to them, and it's going to be so hilarious. Oh, come on with it. The Carson Palmer, not Carson Palmer.
It don't matter who their quarterback is. They're the Commanders. They got Joe's quarterback. Commander Wentz, dog. Commander Wentz, bro.
Carson Wentz Commanders are going to take a game for the Cowboys. It's going to be hilarious. Oh, boy. I mean, the Commanders actually got
they got a good defense.
They got a really good defense. But they got a good defense. Yeah, they got a good defense. And, they got some people on offense. Carson Palmer. Not Carson Palmer. They go with Carson Wentz. Too many Carsons.
Yo, can I eat, before we get Joe's opinion on best offense, can I eat crow real quick? I literally came over here Monday and said, I don't see a way Arkansas can beat Gonzaga. And Arkansas just beat Gonzaga. So I have to eat crow. Yeah. I'm off this year. I'm getting destroyed. Like
everybody.
I'm going to eat crow ever since March
started. For 2 years, I don't get nothing wrong, dog. And I've come on this show every day, and every prediction I make is completely wrong.
I should have been here then. I could have got your
Arkansas beat Gonzaga. I made this whole diatribe on how I don't believe Arkansas can score enough to beat Gonzaga because I believe Gonzaga gonna score 70-some points a game. And they didn't even score 70, they scored 68.
Yep, the last block stopped all of it.
That's wild. But shout out to Arkansas. Amazing team. Shout out to them. I'll be here. It's recorded. I'm probably gonna lose all 8 games. I mean, so I picked Michigan to beat. I picked Villanova to win. So I got one right. Let's go. I got one right because I wanted to pick Michigan because I wanted to see the coach that fight people win. See if he fights somebody, but they got whooped. So I'm right on one. I'm 1 for 1. I'm trying to get a winning record. I'm glad I didn't do a bracket this year. That would have been terrible. All right, Joe, your thoughts on this? Is the best offseason ever?
No, my take is quick. I agree with the majority of what Monte was saying. Some people got weaker, some people got way more stronger. But they got stronger against people that are in their division. So everybody's that much stronger. So it is what it is. I am thinking about the NFC North. Like I'm thinking Packers, Lions.
Aaron Rodgers gonna win that division anyway, but he ain't got nobody to do.
It's a bad division. That division is no good. I'm fearing for Justin Fields, even though Justin Fields, I believe that he could have a Jay Cutler kind of season because Jay Cutler played some pretty good games in Chicago, but I don't know. Their competition there is lacking, and it don't matter.
Crazy. You forgetting about them feisty Vikings down there. They ain't lost nothing. Adam Thielen is still there. Justin Jefferson. They're running back. They you slipping. Aaron Rodgers ain't got nobody to throw to, and the Vikings always love trying to put up 30 on them. Screw around with the Vikings with that division, boy. It'd be crazy.
We just forget about First Cousin sometime. I forget about him every now and then.
You know how it goes.
He's so unrememberable.
You don't like that, Joe?
You know what I'm saying?
You like that?
I like Kirk Cousins. I always was, I wouldn't say a fan, but I've always respected him as a quarterback. It's just,
Joe don't like that.
Sometimes
Joe don't like that.
No, I just forget about him sometimes because he's like, he doesn't do anything sometimes. Sometimes he just has 200 yards.
He don't play bad or good, so you kind of just forget about him. He's like plays down the line.
Yeah. Pretty much. And like Jared Goff, I don't know what to think about him right now, man. He had the weapons and he had the defense, just couldn't make it happen. He's a Super Bowl attending quarterback. So I don't know what's going on in that division. But it might end up being close. It could come down to the last games with the Vikings. But we talked a lot about a lot of the moves being made in the AFC. One division just got extremely better, and I think that's dope. I believe that when it comes to the rest of the AFC, like the AFC South, Houston is a shit show. Jacksonville, they don't know what they really have in Trevor Lawrence. Colts are looking to gear up for a pretty good run if Matty Ice still has anything left in him.
Y'all gotta win that division, bro. Y'all in trouble if y'all don't.
You forgot about them Texans that still sitting down there. Not the Texans, the Titans.
The Titans are down there looming, but that comes down to Tannehill. So suspect quarterback.
They were the number 1 seed last year. You still have Derrick Henry sitting there. You got A.J. Brown. They picked up Robert Woods, who will hopefully recover well from the ACL and was a good number 2. So I'm just like, the Titans still there now. The Colts is going to make a run at them because, not having Tannehill is suspect. So, they're going to make a run at it. Just
I feel like Matt Ryan is a quarterback that can win you games, and I feel like Tannehill keeps you in games, and so there's a difference. But we'll see. But what else we got? The AFC East. You still got the Patriots. I mean, not a whole bunch of big moves over there. AFC East.
Malcolm Butler back. Super Bowl saving corner Malcolm Butler.
So I mean, it just pretty much looks like it's a head-on collision between the Bills, and the
Tua Tagovailoa Dolphins.
I don't know if that's a head-on collision, but I mean,
before we get all this, how does Brian Flores feel that they spent all this money to fix up everything that they paid him to lose or tried to, and then he didn't lose, so they fired him?
I don't got nothing to say about that situation.
I saw ESPN and Fox Sports not bring it up. I see y'all.
No, we know what happened down there in Miami. That dude should not be no assistant coach for nobody, and it is what it is. It's an injustice. But Mike Tomlin will keep him together. But Mike Tomlin, he gonna have to start being he gonna have to get on the ball.
What he can do? They ain't really got no money, bro. It's like
first losing season. This might be Mike Tomlin's first losing season.
Yo, I've seen Mike Tomlin pull miracles out. I don't know how he pulled this year miracle out. Like,
man, that motivating your team.
Ben Roethlisberger couldn't throw the ball at all, though. I'm like, how do you win it? Against Najee Harris and
good defense, bro. Good defense, bro.
Keep me in the game long enough for me to make at least one good throw. I gotta be at least warmed up by the end of the game. Something has to give. And so that's how the Steelers did it. And then obviously we screwed up against Jacksonville. But other than that, obviously you got the AFC West. That's a big collision course. But the beautiful thing is there's extra playoff slots now. So 3 people in that division could get into the playoffs, man. And everybody else have to win outright.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at 3 people out the AFC West automatically.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm looking at 3 AFC West people off rip.
Like I said, I think the Colts or Titans, they got one of them got to win their division. So it's gonna be up to them. Whoever play the AFC West and you got them as your conference, good luck. Because I know Skip celebrated that he don't have to play, that the Cowboys don't.
Even the Raiders can't even go down easy no more. Even the Raiders can put up 30.
Skip basically celebrating that the Cowboys don't have to play the AFC West. So you're like, yes. I'm like, that's how you know a division good. My team ain't got to play that conference. Yes. But we got some other news. We got some basketball news. Then we're going to quickly get on out here. The Miami Heat has been the number 1 seed for most of the year in the East. Nobody's ever talked about them, but apparently Jimmy Butler said he'll punch. I don't know what he said exactly, but Joe, explain a little more.
There wasn't much context to it. They said some stuff, and I got to definitely just briefly here. Yeah, I didn't know where they ranked at as far as their seeding in the East. I didn't know the Bulls. Nothing. They don't move me. But yeah, apparently he came at Spoelstra, and Spoelstra was now we're talking about Jimmy Butler. He allegedly was challenging him to a fight, and Spoelstra was like, "You think I'm about to fight you?
You think I'll beat you?"
Udonis, and he means that. Eric Spoelstra is the only person keeping a roster spot for Udonis Haslem to be on the bench, so he's still like an active player. I'm sorry, but if you threaten him, I gotta put the hands up too.
I ain't played in 10 years, Joe, and I'm still on this roster, so I get a check.
Bruh, he still gets a check from Miami Heat, and it is what it is. But yeah, Jimmy, I'm gonna have to box you up about this. Do you see how easy this is? I get to have the best seats in the house to every single game in the NBA. I'm still getting millions of dollars. I'm celebrated in the city of Miami. I'm celebrating in 305. And so, I mean, I don't know what's gotten into Jimmy. I don't know who he's trying to hold. Because, matter of fact, I want to see a part 2 of him and Cat. Nowadays, Cat been showing out lately, like he got balls or something.
Pat Bev got Cat acting up, and they winning.
I want Jimmy. Come see him now. Come, because Jimmy's never been a super great scorer. He's been known for a defensive specialist, that kind of thing. But he's not. He's a solid part of your team, but he's not who we building it. Not who you build a team around. I'm sorry. We tried that with Chicago. He was averaging 22 a game. We tried that with the Timberwolves. He was having 12-point games. Like, bruh's not a franchise player. So that being said, Udonis Haslem did what he had to do. He had to go protect the hand that feeds him. Jimmy Butler, I don't care how old you are. I don't care how upset you are. OG Haslem gonna have to step up, and that's what he did. He stepped up.
Yeah, Miami Heat still number 1 seed. They are a game and a half over the Philadelphia 76ers and the Milwaukee Bucks. Shout out to my 76ers. They would have probably been only a half a game up, but James Harden and Embiid were hurt. Brooklyn's still an 8 seed. So far to me, like the 8 seed got a chance and 1 through 5 got a chance. So yeah. So
they just gotta hope Duncan Robinson or Tyler Hero scores 30, 40 points off of 3-pointers, and then you're looking at a real team. When it comes to the Heat, but as far as scoring goes, but
speaking of Cat, their team went from like the 12th seed, 13th seed, now they're the 7th seed because they like 19, they like 18-1. Just an all-star break.
Man, this dude should never won that shooting contest, man. He been
what should I say? We not losing no more. He out there making fun of players. He out there looking at Westbrook. He out there almost got in a fight with what's his name? Guy with the long dread. I can't think of his name.
Oh, my KT and Pat Bell.
Yeah, and the guy with the long bottle dread. They played last night. Played with Phoenix.
And they don't even talk about that. Oh, I know who you're talking about. I'm looking at him. He done been on my team 15 times. Wherever LeBron go, he there somehow.
By the way, the Suns is the number 1 seed, and like number 2 is 9 games back. Like this.
Oh,
Suns been dominating all year. They was winning games even without Chris Paul.
Yeah, he came back. Like, Memphis is number 2. Golden State is number 3. Golden State, since Draymond and Steph been hurt, they kind of been dropping real fast. But at first it was Phoenix and Golden State, and then Draymond got hurt, then Steph got hurt, so they didn't fell off. But they was like fighting with Phoenix for that top seed overall. But by the way, we talking about Golden State got a better record than the Heat. And they like if the Suns was in the East, they'll be like 14 games first seed. That's how good the Suns playing, and we don't talk about them at all. So I have to give the Suns some kind of love. It's Ja Morant is on that level.
Please, because they getting on my nerves. Like, will the Lakers bounce? No, let's talk about Phoenix for a second and how good they've been playing. You know what I'm talking about? Like, let's talk about
win 60 games either tonight or the next game.
And they ain't did that since I don't
know how many times the Suns ever won 60. Let's see. Suns won 60 games. How many times? Let me tell you, what's your thoughts on the Heat drama and the teams we don't talk about?
Man, I'm just gonna be real with it. Like I'm of the mindset that this comes from. Well, it's a lot of things. You know, Jimmy done always had some issues with a bunch of the teams. Like, you know, Minnesota, he had issues. Chicago, he had issues. Philly, he had issues. He had issues with every team he's been on. So, you know, this isn't necessarily surprising to me that, you know, so he just got issues, you know. So that's one thing. But I also think this comes with the fact that they got pressure on their team, dog. They got some serious pressure on their team because the Heat has always been sort of like Uniqo said, it's been that team that, you know, they feisty. A little dangerous. You don't really expect them to get it done. You don't really expect them to go all the way to the finals. Ever since Braun left, they've been that feisty team. You know, the team that they'll be in the playoffs. You know, they'll be dangerous, but they're not a real title contender. And so now they even the number 1 seed. They're like, man, they all about business here. They here, but did anybody really believe in them? Did anybody really believe the Heat can go all the way to the finals like they did in the bubble year? Or does everybody normally, like I think a lot of people think that year was just an outlier? It was just, you know, they just got the bubble. They got that bubble magic, you know, that was there. You know, some people even give LeBron, the Lakers, some same kind of flag. Like, it was just that bubble magic. So like, he just had that bubble magic, man.
They go in a bubble.
So there's like, you know, can the Heat do it again? Can the Heat go all the way? And right now,
bubble ball for AD so you don't get hurt no more.
I'm just saying, if the playoffs start today, it already ain't looking pretty seeing how they have to go against Brooklyn while Kyrie just got announced to be able to play home games again. So I'm just saying, you know, it don't even look good starting out. And, you know, so I'm just saying, to me, it's some pressure. I ain't
gonna lie. I'm trying to avoid Brooklyn. Whatever seed they is, I'm trying to avoid that.
Right now, they 8th. And, you know, they got to go to a play-in game anyway, but
yeah,
Kyrie back. So I don't expect them to lose to play-in team. Just to be real. I don't know. But anyway, regardless of that, just I don't think that he got pressure because nobody really believed in him. And they've been doing good, but now if you're the number 1 seed and you get bounced, this might be Jimmy last year. That I ain't gonna lie to you. Like if they don't do no deep playoff run this year, I think Jimmy gone. I think this about it. I don't know what they're gonna do after this point. But.
And it ain't gonna be because Jimmy wants out. It's gonna be because Spoelstra and you know the GM up there. You gotta go, man.
I'm just like, look, no, I don't know. I'll never get rid of Spoelstra and Pat Riley. Oh no, sorry, that would never happen. Them two can stay, but look, just the team,
not a great team.
Not great. No, the team ain't great, but they've done the best they can do. Like the team is the number 1 team. Like Spoelstra can coach us behind off. They're the number 1 team. Spoelstra can coach us behind off. They play wonderful defense. And Pat Riley know how to find talent. They got Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero. He know how to find talent. It's just You know, so I'm not gonna poo-poo on the team and like that. They play well. It's just they happen to not have a superstar on their team. But I mean, Pat
Can we
Riley know
talk
how to
about Kyle
find
Lowry for a
talent.
minute?
He know how to get stuff together and focus and coach. Ain't no way they go on nowhere. But if they don't do nothing this year, I think Butler gone. I think this is Butler last year. If they don't make no deep playoffs run, I think Butler gone, and Pat Riley gonna have to try to do some Pat Riley magic and find a superstar, bro.
I got a question. Kyle Lowry always end up being on the number 1 seed team. They don't be winning. They don't. Now in the playoffs, they be like, "Oh, y'all just play hard all season." While everybody else would just be coasting and taking games off. Kyle Lowry don't never take games off Pitbull. But their team he always play hard. That's one thing I'm always give him. But yeah, we're gonna try to leave it at that. We ain't gonna try to talk about them teams that's losing like the Lakers. You know, bring them up and just. By the way, is Skip Bayless LeBron's biggest fan? Because every time LeBron hit a game winner, he like, "Let's go." I'm like, "Are you a real fan now?"
Been a fan. That dude made his career.
The biggest the biggest flex is in history will be if LeBron never acknowledged Skip Bayless his whole life.
Which is fine. I just and just for me, and I'm done talking after this. I just want to say that, like, if it had not been for LeBron, like, what other bad takes? He lived on Tim Tebow for a hot second.
LeBron was in cold pizza day. This was way before that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if there was never a LeBron,
would it pay to be the A-shut side still if it wasn't no LeBron James? If y'all don't remember Cold Pizza, I know you're young. Woody Page was running the show, and then Skip would hate on LeBron randomly, and then it is with his show again. Oh,
yeah. So, yeah, we gotta give it up to him. He got a big old nice house up there in the hills, thanks to LeBron. And I wouldn't be surprised they don't have a dinner or two every now and then. And I think him and Chuck is probably.
Yeah, what did he say? He told his wife date night every Friday unless LeBron playing. I'm like, you a fan, dog. Ain't no way. Like, anybody else play, we can have date night. LeBron play, we can't have date night, baby.
Anytime you can tell your wife that you will always come second to my job.
No, you will come second to LeBron James.
Same thing.
His job is LeBron James, so it is the same thing. We about to get out here, Monterey. What can they find you?
Y'all already know your boy Monterey Hudson on Instagram, TikTok. Click on the link trees. I got everything you need. All the kind of podcasts. Blurred Cartel, Buds, Ovr99. I got the serious, I got the funny, I got the real, I got whatever's popping. Come see your boy. Got everything you need.
By the way, the regular podcasts are now coming in video on Spotify. So if you on Spotify and you want to watch, well, this ain't on Spotify, but if you want to listen to our other podcast right now in the media that's in my link tree below, you will actually see the video if you don't want to watch it on YouTube. So you can actually watch video now on Spotify. And we're going to keep improving, keep making changes, keep doing our thing. Speaking of doing our thing, Uniqo Williams, best on the mic. What can they find you?
You can find me on Snapchat looking at some of these beautiful women. You can also catch me on UniQoWilliams.com.
This man a bit shooting shots on this.
Skip Bayless on Snapchat looking at LeBron film. Hey, keep stomping. Maybe you can be a hater one day and something amazing can happen to you. I wouldn't recommend it, but do you. Peace.